Now, let's say we have a question that we want to get answers from different data sources. So a question like, hold on a second. Okay, so here's a question of interest. Okay, I'm interested to know who are the trendsetters in Tehran. So who are the social media trendsetters, particularly in Tehran? Now, how can I find the answer to this question? By exploring the different APIs. By the way, if you just it's good to be curious. I don't want to limit you on what kind of APIs you can use. At least you're gonna need the YouTube data API. It's just a central thing so that it wouldn't be too open. But if you just Google data APIs, you will find several articles that gives you some like hints on what kind of popular data APIs are there. Okay. Something, okay, let me see something I saw before. Something like this. So also I clicked on this because it's also about Python. So you search for API that has Python client. You will find a lot of APIs like IBM, Google API, Twilio, Spotify, New York Times, if you're interested, Reddit. There are a lot of like Instagram. There are a lot of APIs out there, and many of them give you a free version. Okay, so it's good that you start get curious and look at what are the possibilities out there. And just to not make it so open to the point it becomes confusing, you can just start with the data that you have on YouTube and then see what kind of uh, data, what kind of APIs can be integrated with it. Okay. Now, if you come up with a question that doesn't involve YouTube data, that's fine with me. If you replace YouTube data with something else, it's fine with me. Okay. So let's say this is the question I'm interested in. Now, how can I translate that question into functions I can send or queries I can send to the APIs? So that's the first question you need to ask yourself. Once you have a general question, you need answer. Now you need translation to that question in terms of function calls or queries or requests to APIs. Okay, so one way to translate this question into these queries or requests to APIs is to find the trending topics in Toronto, find most popular posts in Toronto related to the topic, and then find the authors that got most engagement in those popular posts. Is this definite translation to this question? No, you may have different interpretation depending on your view. This is just an example. All right. Now, how can I find these sub-questions? Just like simple search on the different APIs out there. We can find the trending topics from Google Trends API. We can find YouTube data like the videos on YouTube as example posts, and the posts or comments on Reddit or Facebook as other type of posts. Okay, so now I have three different APIs that I need to integrate together in order to get my answer. Now, how can I go through this? Now, notice something important here. So that's I don't want to bombard you with terminology, but when you data engineering is the general concept that governs how you manage data. Okay, so generally speaking, now forget about the terminology. Now we have a question and we want to connect data sources to find answers. Now, something you might notice, some concepts like who, when we say who are the trendsetters, may have different representation on different interpretations in the different data sources. So when I say who, for example, this might be like on YouTube, you don't have persons in YouTube, you have channels, right? On YouTube, you don't have individual, like you have channels, right? On Facebook or Reddit, you may have authors. Now, how are you gonna, but both of them represent the answer for the who question. Now, you need to consider carefully how are you gonna deal with this different representation. For example, here, just for simplicity, I'm gonna consider them equivalent. The channel is the author, okay? The channel that comes from YouTube is equivalent to the author that comes from other sources. You may think otherwise, you may need this different representation may need mapping. You may decide to have a common interpretation that translates everything to that common interpretation. Okay, so it's a matter of decision. For the sake of this example, we're gonna consider them equivalent. Okay. Now, how can we go through this? Consider this the general problem statement. Let's think about how can we go through this. So a first step is that you look into the different data sources and see what information can you get from that source. So we started working with YouTube data, so maybe we can continue with that. These are the different resources available for you through the YouTube data API. Which one might be relevant to us here? Which one you think would be relevant to the problem that we're trying to solve here? Most relevant. Many of them might be just relevant, but what would be the first thing that we need to start with? Just remember, we're trying to find from YouTube data, we can find or get most popular videos. So how can we get the most popular videos related to a particular topic on YouTube? Where do we start? Yes, sure. Channel. Okay, so if we look at the channel, so let's go and see. So where are the list of resources? Let me see, where did I find it? So overview. Yeah, there you go. So you said we should look into channel, right? Now let's see. If we go to the channel resource, what kind of questions we can ask through that resource? Now it's going to be confusing if we are not, okay, because we are specifically looking into Python. So let's go to the Python library here. So channels. Okay, so this is channel.list. We can also look at the overview. Now, which of the functions here will get us the most popular videos? So we have two functions under the channels resource. There's a list, returns a collection of 0 or more channel resources that match the request criteria, or the update, which updates a particular channel. So is that what we want? It's relevant at some point. We need to access the channel, but is that the starting point? No. So what could be the better starting point? Yes. Okay, now let's try that. Let's see. Video resource. And then let's see how would they. Now remember that this is a service. So they provide a resource as a service. So whatever the way they define the service is determines how we can use it, right? So it seems to make sense that it should, we're searching for a video, so it should belong to the video resource, but that depends, generally speaking, it makes sense. But what the determining factor is how did they define the service, okay? So let's go to a videos, the overview of the videos and see what kind of calls we can give to this resource or what kind of requests that we can send on this resource. So there's get rating, retrieves the rating that the authorized user gave. List returns a list of videos that match the API request. Insert, update, delete. We don't want any insert or update or delete. Maybe rate. Also, rate is not relevant. Report abuse. So what do you think? Maybe list? Maybe. List returns a list of videos. May or may not be what we need. Let's see. Let's go there and see. So common use cases are here. So we can search by video ID. We can search by multiple video IDs, or we can search, we can list multiple most popular videos, or we can list my liked videos. So this might be relevant. Now let's see. We go to this list, most popular videos. Okay, so now we are on list with a chart most popular. And can we provide a topic? So one of the things that we want to have most popular videos related to a particular topic, right? So this gives us partially what we want. Most popular videos, but can we provide a topic? Let's see the parameters that we can send. Anything that is related to topic here? I mean, not this one. I mean, this might be helpful, but it's gonna be a lot of a big tutorial. Yes. Let's see here. Now I don't know everything in the API. Let's see. Is there, so there is a region code here, but that's a very generic. This is US. We particularly want Toronto, so the city level. Can we find something on the city level? Doesn't look like it. What's that? Look, no, this is not. It's not about location. It's about language. It's a different use of the term. Okay, so it doesn't exactly seem like there are some information that we need, like the statistics about the videos, but it's not exactly. We cannot provide the particular topic, except there are some relevant topics, but we've seen the topics that is stored in the videos before in the assignment, right? It's not exactly what we are looking for. So it doesn't seem like this is the good starting point.